Every day, in almost every home, a pan is placed on the stove and oil is poured without a second thought. It feels automatic, normal, safe. Cooking oil has become so deeply embedded in modern life that most people never question it. We worry about sugar. We argue about carbs. We debate protein. But oil? Oil is treated as invisible, neutral, necessary. Yet oil is not neutral. The oil you cook with determines how your food behaves inside your body. It determines whether inflammation increases or calms down, whether your hormones stay balanced or slowly drift into chaos, whether your cells repair themselves or begin breaking down under oxidative stress. The frightening part is that the damage caused by bad oils does not feel dramatic. There is no instant pain, no immediate reaction. Instead, it accumulates silently over years. Heart disease does not begin in the heart. It begins in damaged blood vessels. Diabetes does not begin with sugar alone. It begins with insulin resistance, driven by inflammation. Brain fog, memory decline, joint pain, fatigue. These are not random symptoms of aging. They are often the long-term result of what we repeatedly put into our bodies. And one of the biggest culprits is the oil industry. Most modern cooking oils are not foods humans evolved to eat. They are industrial liquids extracted using extreme heat, chemical solvents, and mechanical pressure. Oils that were virtually non-existent in the human diet before the 20th century are now consumed daily, sometimes multiple times a day. And they are aggressively marketed as healthy, heart-friendly, and, quote, plant-based, exploiting people's desire to make better choices. Today, we are going to expose the oils that are damaging your health slowly, not overnight, slowly, the kind of damage that doesn't show up until it's already too late. And at the end, we will talk about what oils humans actually thrived on long before food corporations took over our kitchens. Number 7. Canola oil. Canola oil is often praised as one of the healthiest oils available. Doctors recommend it. Nutrition labels promote it. Heart associations endorse it. But the origin story of canola oil reveals why it should never have become a dietary staple. Canola oil comes from rapeseed, a plant that was originally toxic to humans due to high levels of erucic acid. It was never considered food. It was used for industrial lubricants. Only through genetic modification did scientists reduce erucic acid levels enough to make the plant legally edible. The name canola itself is marketing. It stands for Canadian Oil Low Acid, a rebrand designed to remove association with toxicity. But genetic modification was only the beginning. To extract oil from rapeseed, manufacturers crush the seeds and heat them at extremely high temperatures. Chemical solvents, such as hexane, a petroleum-derived compound, are used to pull out every last drop of oil. This process destroys natural antioxidants and creates oxidation byproducts. The oil is then bleached and deodorized because the processing leaves it rancid and foul-smelling. By the time canola oil reaches your kitchen, it has been chemically altered, overheated, stripped of nutrients, and stabilized only enough to sit on a shelf. When you heat it again while cooking, the unstable fatty acids break down further, forming compounds that damage cells and inflame blood vessels. Canola oil is not food in the traditional sense. It is an industrial product engineered to look like food. Number 6. Soybean oil. Soybean oil is the most consumed oil in America, yet most people don't intentionally buy it. It hides everywhere. Restaurant food, fast food, snacks, sauces, salad dressings, frozen meals. If you eat outside your home, you are consuming soybean oil whether you want to or not. Nearly all soybean oil comes from genetically modified soybeans. These crops are sprayed heavily with herbicides, and residues remain throughout processing. Like other seed oils, soybean oil requires extreme heat and chemical solvents to extract. The oil is then refined to remove odor and color caused by oxidation. Soybean oil is extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids. While omega-6 fats are not inherently bad, modern diets contain them in dangerously high ratios compared to omega-3 fats. This imbalance fuels chronic inflammation, the root cause of most modern diseases. Studies have linked excessive soybean oil consumption to obesity, insulin resistance, liver dysfunction, and even changes in brain chemistry. Yet it continues to be promoted as heart healthy because it lowers LDL cholesterol, a narrow metric that ignores inflammation and oxidative damage. Lower cholesterol numbers do not mean better health when inflammation is rising underneath. Number 5. Corn oil. Corn oil comes from industrial corn, not the sweet corn you eat at dinner. This corn is bred for yield, not nutrition. It is sprayed repeatedly with pesticides and herbicides and grown primarily to feed animals or produce fuel and oil. Corn oil extraction involves crushing kernels, heating them to extreme temperatures, and using solvents to extract oil from material that naturally contains very little fat. This process eliminates any beneficial compounds and creates an oil that is nutritionally empty. When heated, corn oil produces aldehydes, toxic compounds linked to DNA damage and cardiovascular disease. These compounds increase dramatically during frying, especially when oil is reused. Corn oil is favored by restaurants because it is cheap and shelf-stable, not because it is safe. The body treats these oxidized fats as foreign invaders, triggering immune responses that promote inflammation throughout the system. Number 4. Sunflower oil. Sunflower oil sounds healthy at first glance. The name alone creates an image of nature, sunshine, and freshness. Bright yellow flowers, open fields, and something that feels clean and harmless. This is exactly why refined sunflower oil has become so popular. The branding works, but the reality behind that bottle is far removed from anything natural. Refined sunflower oil is not gently pressed from seeds and poured into bottles. It is an industrial seed oil that goes through extreme processing before it ever reaches your kitchen. Sunflower seeds are first crushed, then exposed to very high heat. Chemical solvents are used to extract as much oil as possible. After that, the oil is bleached to remove discoloration and deodorized to remove the strong, unpleasant smells created during processing. If these smells were not removed, most people would never consume it. One of the biggest problems with refined sunflower oil is its extremely high omega-6 fatty acid content. While the human body does need some omega-6 fats, modern diets already contain far too much. When sunflower oil is heated during cooking, frying, or sautéing, these fats oxidize very easily. Oxidation creates harmful byproducts that place heavy stress on the liver and damage blood vessels over time. Many people switch to sunflower oil, believing they are making a healthier choice than vegetable oil or canola oil. Unfortunately, when exposed to heat, refined sunflower oil behaves almost exactly the same way. It breaks down, oxidizes, and produces inflammatory compounds. The difference is not biology, the difference is marketing. Regular consumption of refined sunflower oil has been linked to chronic inflammation, which is now recognized as the root cause of many modern diseases. Joint pain, fatigue, digestive issues, skin inflammation, and cardiovascular stress are often early warning signs. Sunflower oil did not earn its place in kitchens because it supports health. It earned its place because it is cheap to produce, shelf-stable, and profitable. Number 3. Vegetable oil. Vegetable oil may be the most misleading product name in the history of food. Despite what the label suggests, vegetable oil is not made from vegetables. It is usually a blend of soybean oil, corn oil, and canola oil, some of the most heavily processed oils in the modern diet. Vegetable oil became popular during wartime shortages when traditional animal fats were scarce and expensive. Industries discovered that oils extracted from seeds could be produced cheaply on a massive scale. Once factories were built and profits increased, marketing campaigns followed. Butter and animal fats were suddenly labeled as dangerous. Vegetable oil was positioned as light, modern, and heart-healthy. Over the decades, vegetable oil became a household staple. At the same time, rates of heart disease, obesity, diabetes, and chronic inflammation began to rise dramatically. This was not coincidence. Vegetable oil is highly unstable when heated. During cooking and frying, it oxidizes rapidly, damaging blood vessels and accelerating cellular aging. Vegetable oil offers no meaningful nutritional benefits. It contains no natural antioxidants, no protective compounds, and no stability. It delivers empty calories combined with inflammatory damage. A truly healthy kitchen does not need vegetable oil at all. Number 2. Grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil is often marketed as premium and sophisticated. It appears in high-end kitchens, cosmetic products, and clean eating recommendations. But its origin tells a very different story. Grapeseed oil is a byproduct of the wine industry. Grape seeds naturally contain very little oil, which means extreme processing is required to extract it. To produce grapeseed oil, manufacturers rely on intense heat and chemical solvents. This process destroys any naturally occurring nutrients and creates an oil that is highly unstable. Grapeseed oil contains extremely high levels of omega-6 fatty acids and oxidizes rapidly when exposed to heat. Despite its elegant reputation, grapeseed oil provides almost no nutritional value. It does not support hormonal balance, heart health, or cellular repair. Instead, it quietly contributes to inflammation and oxidative stress. Its popularity has far more to do with profit and marketing than with health. Turning agricultural waste into a sellable product is good business, but business success does not equal biological safety. Number 1. Reused restaurant frying oils. The most dangerous oils most people consume are not the ones sitting in bottles at home. They are the oils used in restaurants. Frying oils in restaurants are heated for hours, sometimes days, at extremely high temperatures. These oils are reused repeatedly to reduce costs. Each time oil is reheated, it breaks down further. Toxic compounds begin to form, including trans fats, aldehydes, and advanced glycation end products. These substances have been linked to heart disease, cancer, and neurological damage. The longer oil is used, the more toxic it becomes. This is why restaurant food often leaves people feeling bloated, heavy, tired, and inflamed. It is not just about calories or portion size. It is about chemical exposure. What looks crispy and golden is often oil that has broken down beyond recognition. Restaurants reuse oil because replacing it frequently is expensive. Health is not the priority. Cost control is. When you eat fried food outside your home, you are consuming oil that has already been damaged long before it reaches your plate. What oils humans actually thrived on? For thousands of years, humans cooked with stable traditional fats. Butter, ghee, animal fats, and olive oil used gently. These fats are naturally resistant to oxidation and support hormone production, brain function, and cellular repair. Industrial seed oils are a very recent invention. Their rise closely matches the rise of chronic disease. This is not coincidence. This is chemistry. The human body recognizes traditional fats. It struggles to process industrial oils. If you change only one thing in your kitchen, change your cooking oil. Remove seed oils. Choose stability over marketing. Choose tradition over profit. If this video changed how you look at cooking oils, like it, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. Because the most dangerous poisons are the ones we consume every day without questioning them.